Welcome to Taste and Savor's Weeknight Wine. I'm Nancy Waldeck and I'm happy you've chosen to join us today. Spring is a great time for reds that can take a little chill. And so we're exploring one of those reds, Pinot Noir, but from a place that you probably are not as familiar with, the Rogue Valley of Oregon. You've probably heard of the Williamette Valley and have even enjoyed wine from there. It's delicious, but there are lots of other really great wine growing regions in Oregon, so we're going to explore one of them today. So let's take a look to see where Rogue Valley is. If we're looking at the map, we can see Williamette Valley up here on top in the northern part of Oregon, and then all the way down in southern Oregon, almost to the bottom of the state, is the Rogue Valley. It's about 250 miles southwest of Portland. And interesting, it's at a higher elevation than any other winemaking region in Oregon. It's 2,000 feet on the valley floor. As a comparison, Napa Valley, 150 feet. That's a big difference, isn't it? The high altitude accounts for big swings in temperature between night and day, and that is good. Why we care is because that creates acidity in the grapes, and it's a unique factor, of course, we know, that helps wine go great with food. This is actually the southernmost producer of wine in Oregon, Foris. So this is 100% estate grown, 100% Pinot Noir grapes. So what does estate grown mean? It means that all the grapes in these bottles come from vineyards that are owned by Ted Gerber. Ted and Mary Gerber started the winery in 1976. As a matter of fact, they were the first winemakers in the Rogue Valley. So they were true pioneers of Oregon winemaking. Fast forward to today, their wines are distributed in 44 countries. But there's a new winemaker. Her name is Stephanie Powell, and she has an interesting background. She's made wine everywhere from New Zealand to California, and some wineries that you probably heard of before, like Josh. So let's go ahead and taste this Foris Pinot Noir. So if I'm looking at the color is a beautiful ruby color. It's a great word for red wine like this one. And when I swirl and smell it, oh my goodness, I get cherries and raspberries. I get a little something herbaceous and maybe even a little floral note. I'm going to taste it now. Wow, it tastes like it smells. It has nice acidity. I found that on the back of either side of my tongue, so this is going to be a good food wine. It has light tannins. So tannins come from seeds and skins. They might even come from long aging in barrels, but this wine in particular has light tannins. It has a nice medium body, and boy, I can still taste it in my mouth. So it's got good persistence. That's a good wine word too. So let's talk about where to buy it, how to serve it, how to pair it, and enjoy it. So first of all, to buy it, this is widely distributed. As I said, 44 countries, United States, you're gonna find it in many grocery stores and wine stores. You can only pay about $16 to $18 for this wine. You wanna serve it up, like we talked earlier, chilled, but not cold. So somewhere around 60, 62 degrees, which will mean a pop into the fridge if you have it just sitting on your counter or in a wine rack. Pair it. Okay. Fruits, vegetables, even nuts go really well with Pinot Noir. So it's a good wine to pair with appetizers all the way through your main course. It goes great with roasted vegetables. Oh my gosh, so good. That roasty, smoky taste with the Pinot Noir, it's perfect. It also goes great with pork. Pork, thyme, and mushrooms, match made in heaven. So one other thing I want to point out, because of the Rogue Valley though, And so different than other places in Oregon, the Rogue Valley is right by the Pacific Ocean. So there's lots of fish in the Rogue Valley, and this wine goes really well with fish. You know, we think about white wine with fish, but this wine can go with everything from a light flaky whitefish through salmon and other oily fishes, just depending on how the fish is served up. So you pair to the preparation, not the protein. For cheese, I love Gruyere or Comté. Swiss style cheeses go really well with Pinot Noir. And, you know, have you ever seen Rogue River Blue in the grocery store cheese section? Yeah, so same place, and I think that's gonna make a good pairing too. So Pinot Noir is almost always a food-friendly choice for the table, but this Foris Pinot is especially versatile because of its really good acidity. Nice medium body and smooth tannins, light tannins. I think you'll really enjoy it. So this is Nancy Waldeck with tasteandsavory.com, and until the next weeknight wine, cheers to Rogue Valley Pinot Noir.